Hey, what's going on, everybody? We're back. I know you missed us. Yeah, it's been a whole week, and it's hard to go a week without seeing the shower door pros.
That's right.
That's right.
How you guys doing out there?
Good.
Yeah. Like,
Super.
man. We're just sitting here chatting, doing the like pre-cast chat, just among us. Just talking about how much we get out of this, and we hear that other people are following. And Bill got a message from a guy who said, "Yeah, I listen every week." And, you just don't know who's listening out there, but I'm glad that you find value in it. And, it's funny. People will say, you've heard this, it's the old chestnut, like, if I can just help one person, it's worth it. So they'll start something up and say, yeah, if I can just help one person, it'll be worth it, having the service. And then, a year later, there are 5 people, following, and they're like, this isn't worth it,
Yeah.
Like they didn't really mean it when they said, but I do. I think if even just a handful of people find this valuable, it's worth my time to do it. So, and we've been doing it now for, it's been well over a year and a half. I think we're getting close to 2 years that we've been meeting here on a weekly basis on Wednesday night. It's like clockwork.
It is.
We've got like, I don't know, a dozen or so people who show up pretty regularly. So I think it's wonderful.
Nice. Well, we had you almost hit a record one week. I think was it 19?
Yeah, I think
that was pretty strong.
Yeah, get a bunch in here from time to time.
So
there's sales reps. There's sales reps watching this too. I've gotten a couple of heads up that some of the guys that visit me are watching this. They're not going to jump in. They refuse, but they're watching. You know who you are out there.
They could learn something.
I wonder what they're learning exactly. So hey, let's talk about the elephant in the room.
Okay.
I've heard guys texting me all week about the Guardian price increase.
Yeah, no kidding.
Anybody across here seen it or experienced it yet?
I've just seen it. I mean, online.
Yeah. Well,
I saw it on paper today.
Is anybody buy, or does their fabricators buy from Guardian that you know of?
I was buying from them. I'm not in that business anymore, but I do have fabricators that buy from them for sure. Okay,
so I'm wondering what's that going to do to your thing, or are they going to change suppliers? And when you buy from Guardian, are you buying a shower guard also from Guardian, which is their coated product?
Yeah, I don't buy. I didn't buy. I was buying for insulated glass, so I didn't. Yeah.
Billy, I saw you shaking your head or nodding your head. Your supplier provide Guardian glass?
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Mine does too.
Yours does
mine does too.
And
yeah, mine as well. Yeah.
What is the issue? What are they doing?
40% price increase on all clear glass, all coated glass. July 1st. July 1st is what I read. Now I
had not heard that.
That was out of the U.S. Glass News, and they got that out of that Guardian Glass Canada. Somebody got their hands on the letter up in Canada.
Yeah, I haven't received a letter yet. Billy, did you say you got a letter?
I didn't get a letter. I heard it as a rumor a couple of weeks ago, and then saw it. I mean, it could have been printed out, but it was in an email. I saw it today to make it 100% that it was legitimate.
Yeah, Max actually posted. It was on Max's podcast over the weekend, or his blog. I'm sorry, that it was dropped last Friday. But I mean, you guys got to prepare for that. That's a big number.
That's a big number.
Well, you say it's a big number of percentages, but let's look at it. If they were charging you $3 a square foot, 40% is what, $1.20? So it would go from $3 to $4.20 a square foot. All right, that's not that big a number. If it was $10 a square foot, you had 40%. Now it goes from 10 to 14. That's a big difference. So I guess it depends on what product it is, if you put it in that kind of perspective.
What are we talking about here? I'm late to the meeting. I'm sorry, guys.
Okay.
Yeah, you'll have to get to the back of the line, Andrew. We're talking.
I'm in the back. I'm back.
talking-
I'm scooting my head to the side so I can see what you guys are talking about. Hey.
Oh, you're talking about the price increase coming from Guardian. So it would only affect you right now, but I would imagine the other suppliers may fall in line, and even if they go 10 or 15%, figuring they can get away with it. That's what I'm kind of thinking.
Guardian, huh?
Exactly. We confronted our glass people, Oldcastle, and they confirmed that they're anticipating increases from their other sources. They did confirm that it's going up with Guardian, and the only thing that affects for us is the shower guard.
Yeah, I really don't use shower guard anyways. I tried to sell it. It's too expensive for my area. I tried to. So
Yeah. We used to sell shower guard. I did not have good experience with it anyhow. And when it did fail, they didn't stand by it. So I was very, very frustrated. That's why we found other means. Yeah. I mean, we were in very, very early, and I was buying it through Coral. Coral was supposedly a certified fabricator, but many times they were tempering it upside down so that the shower guard was going against the rollers in the oven, and we were getting those roller stripes through the glass.
Mhm.
Have you ever experienced that when the customer showers and it steams up and you see the roller marks through the glass?
No.
Looks like ribbon candy. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
maybe next time I'm gonna ask the customers, hey, can I see here? Why don't you take a shower so I can see if that happens?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me tell you,
It's not a fault, Bill. It's a feature.
Yeah, there you go.
Maybe I'll close my eyes. Depends who's taking the shower. Hot wife, maybe I keep them open. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, what you need to do is make it so that's like little cartoons or something that show up when they steam it up.
Right.
Or like
There you
maybe
go.
some words that show up, some affirmative words. You know, like, you can't do it.
Yeah.
Artist conception.
That's right.
You want this personalized?
Exactly. So
40%.
only 2 or 3 of you are getting supplied from Guardian then at this point.
My vendors are all 3 of the people that I purchased from. So they're going to eat some and I'm going to eat some. So we're not going to go up a full 40%. I'm really hoping at the end of the day, we'll eat 15 and they'll eat 15 and we'll have an increase of 10% on our end. That's kind of my game plan, which sucks, but I can't overprice the market. You know?
Yeah, but everybody else is going to be in the same boat though, right?
Yes, they are. And I think it could be beneficial to us as far as a selling standpoint, to keep customers on board, but at the end of the day, a 60 by 80 frameless with a 40% increase, it's going to, in my market, it's going to turn into $2,500, which is quite a lot, and at the end of the day, we're battling a shower curtain. So a $10 shower curtain versus a $2,500 piece of glass, it gets a little crazy. So that's my thought process behind it.
We're also battling gas prices and grocery prices and all of that too. So you make a really good point. At some point, they just stop buying.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know if y'all noticed, I saw on the note that they're going 70% on quarter inch and 40% on heavy glass and only 20% on ultra clear and 20% on shower guard, which I thought the 70% on the quarter inch was strange because I figured, hell, if they're going up that much, we're going to be back into a framed market. The frameless market's going to kind of die off just because of the price. So I'm wondering if that's why they went up so high on quarter inch.
Yeah,
I doubt that. I think people will pay. I think people will pay for it so because they want the look now. I mean, frame. I think they're phasing. I mean, I sell a little bit frame, but frameless. That's all. Basically, I do. That's all I do. I mean, I rarely do any frame.
Yeah,
so I think people are still
asking for that anymore, are they?
I think it's gonna go up. People are still paying for it. I mean, my labor went up a couple of weeks ago and went up, quite a bit, and people are still paying. I mean, people understand in my area, but everything's gone up, and we're adding then we had to add a fuel charge after each what do you call it, quote, and people are paying for that too. They understand that as well. So is anybody else doing that, like adding a gas
like a surcharge, something?
Surcharge. Is anybody doing that?
I hear.
No.
No.
No, not so far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you doing it because jobs are a certain distance away? Or are you doing it just at each job
what?
just based on fuel prices?
Fortunately, I'm fortunate. My city's only about 100,000 people in the area. There's different towns around me, and they're taking care of us pretty well. I really don't have to venture out far. I mean, the max I go is probably 30 minutes, 40 minutes sometimes, and then I'll have a contractor that that was doing a house in the middle of nowhere. I don't know why, but I'll go there. But no, I mean, I mean, we have 6 trucks, and today we filled up 4 of them, and it was almost $800 for gas. So
you're in California. You're in California.
Yeah, that's
California.
That's from California too. Oh well.
Yeah, but you're also doing door and panels for $3,000, aren't you?
No, door and panels are like $1,900. No.
Yeah.
What?
No.
Yikes.
Door and panels. Yeah, a door and panel. I still pay from Old Castle like $4 something for a door and a panel. I still get pretty cheap from them. How much do people pay for a door and panel in your area?
Yeah, a couple thousand to start, I think.
Yeah.
Man, I might sell it for a couple thousand. Sure, I have these little guys that, well, no offense to anybody that solo guys, but I get some of these guys that work by themselves, man. They do really cheap. So I got to sort of be, I'm not gonna compete with their pricing, but I'm gonna, I have to, a little bit, not a lot.
No.
You can, and they have an impact. You have to be somewhat within reach. They'll pay more, but you probably get what I get too. Will you match this guy's price? No.
Oh, heck no.
No.
Ask him if he'll match your quality.
Right. Or warranty or record of service or record of showers installed, the whole gamut. So, but I mean, people are talking about 40% on glass. Obviously you don't need to go up 40% if just your glass is going up 40%. Your labor's not going up 40%. Your metal's not going up 40%. So I guess I'm a little confused when I hear people talking about going up 40% if glass is what percentage of your costs.
Yeah, we were only talking about Guardian's announcement on Friday with them going up 40%. We never got to what anybody here was going to charge.
Okay.
So yeah, you may have only heard a little bit of it as you logged in, but yeah, we were only discussing. I was trying to get a feel of how many here were actually buying from fabricators that were using Guardian, either Guardian as a fabricator or Guardian as a distributor.
Yeah, great question. And I'm not, but again, the question is, does this give courage or cover to other flat glass companies to go, well, if they got up 40, we'll go up 35, we'll look like heroes.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
I haven't got the official paperwork from my supplier yet, but I imagine the other thing is going to be those monthly. They've now moved to monthly service charges, and both Southeastern Aluminum sent out an announcement this last week. They're going up 9% plus 3% on the fuel surcharge, and they're moving to monthly fuel surcharges. So that's 12%. 9 and 3 is actually more than 12, but we'll say 12, and then monthly energy charges. So they're covering themselves there. So a lot of hits coming. I think it's going to get ugly.
Never heard down before. Okay.
How many guys follow Max's blog every week?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, see, I mean, he's been on the forefront of it. He heard that it was coming. He announced when it was official. He's been pretty good. Max is like the voice of the glass industry. His name is Max Perlstein. Very well liked and very reputable, a good source of information throughout the glass industry. And he has his ear to the ground on every part of the glass, whether it's shower doors or storefronts, curtain wall, anything.
What's his name again?
His name is Max, M-A-X, Perlstein, P-E-R-I-L-E-I-S-T-I-N, something like that. Peril, P-E-R-I-L.
His blog is called From the Fabricator.
Yeah, From the
Okay.
Fabricator.
I just wrote down his name.
Now,
Okay. Check him
What
out.
are you guys doing with longer lead times? We're holding the prices that we've already obviously taken deposits on. We still have quotes out there that we're honoring. Are you guys doing anything about that?
Well,
we're-
Old Castle, well, I always send a quote out to them and they hold their quote for 60 days, I think. So I'll hold mine is only 30 days. And then my lead times, believe it or not, I get a shower unit in 3 days from Old Castle. So my lead times are like 10 to 15 days out still. Not that
Adrian,
bad.
I think the bigger thing is the bigger projects, like we're bidding hotels for next year.
Oh,
Yeah.
heck no. I stay away from those. I don't want to do those. No
I
way.
know.
You know,
Screw that.
my
Screw that.
suppliers have told me that, I know this were shower doors, but commercial units, a lot of those projects are bid off letters of intent, you know, so they lock in those prices from Guardian, and they're yet to declare if they're going to honor those or not. You know, so you can see these high rises and, you know, projects like that go up 40% that they weren't ready for. So, I mean, there's a lot that goes into all this. It's crazy times.
Yeah, the old days, you'd put in an order before the price increase and you would guarantee the old price.
Right.
Right.
That will not apply anymore.
Guardian has stated that even if you already had an order in and it's delivered to you on Monday, starting next week, that price is effective. So even if that order's been placed from the vendors, you know, my 3 manufacturers, if they don't get that truck to them before Monday, it will be an additional 40%.
Wow.
Because what happens is, like, we put in orders for 3 truckloads. Well, that, you know, it's just a waste of time, really, because they're not going to honor the price for 3 truckloads.
Right.
not in a million. They used to, but not anymore.
Not anymore. The other problem is anyone that's buying their own metal extrusions, some of these extruders are more than a year out. So you've got to order a year in advance. And last year when we did it, we've experienced 6 price increases before we got the product from the time we gave them the purchase order. It went up 6 times. That's how much aluminum has gone up.
Wow.
So it is crazy.
And who's this going to affect most? Someone like you, Bill, and I don't mean this in a mean, this is a serious question. Are you in a better position, or is somebody like Brian Schwartz in a better position?
Well, first of all, let's see what happens with the rest of the glass industry. Is it why? It's funny that I saw that Guardian also changed a lot of their top leadership. So were they underpriced? You know, maybe they're just trying to bring their prices up into line what everybody else has been charging. That I don't know. I don't buy from Guardian, but they had to change their leadership. So maybe when the new guy came in and he analyzed the numbers and said, hey, we're way underpriced, especially if they have to go up 70% on 1/4 inch. That's ridiculous. So maybe the last guy got fired because they were underpriced. So that's what we don't know. Where was Guardian in relation to the other float suppliers?
Well,
They might
Old
have so much
Castle,
business. They're trying to get rid of business maybe and keep the ones that are going to be loyal to them are going to stay loyal. Maybe we've talked about it before. You got too much business, raise your prices.
And that's a very good possibility.
Well, I've been told that they've been oversold for months, and that's kind of what kicked this off. And I've also, forgot my train of thought, so I'll just shut up.
Memory's the first to go. Memory's the first to go.
Well, I thought memory was the second to go. I can't remember what the first one was.
Not when it comes to
Old
pricing.
Castle,
And we're glad to see them go.
yeah. Old Castle, was only buying, at least in my market, only buying the shower guard product because they could get glass cheaper elsewhere for the regular 3/8 and 1/4 inch. That's my understanding. I'm also curious though, maybe the solar industry might be affecting this. I have no idea because they, would want to produce a lot of glass for, to cater to that new industry. It's not new, but it's expanding, I think. And maybe I'm wrong. I'm kind of throwing it out there.
No, that's predominantly 1/4-inch glass though. If you're talking about rooftop solar panels.
Yeah, but what my point being that, they might be gearing up to produce more of that product, which displaces their production on 3/8. Just kind of throwing it out there. I have no idea.
Yeah. And I don't either. And I just don't know how much cover this. I'm certain the other people are meeting and going, well, they say they're going to get 40. What can we get? I think that's what's happening. And I'm just waiting for that. I'm waiting for that email. That's what I'm waiting for.
That's what I'm waiting for too.
Yeah.
And Old Castle told me it's coming. They don't know the exact amounts. But it's here.
Mm-hmm.
And you might not see these other people go 40 at once. So it might be 10% 1 month, 10% the next month, 10% the third month. I mean, you might get 10% increase every month.
Mm-hmm.
They might just go flat 30. You never know.
Mm-hmm.
And the interesting thing about that is that's a sneaky way to raise prices, because if you make a 10% increase and then another 10% increase, you're increasing more than 20%.
Sure,
because
that's
you're
right.
increasing that first increase by 10%.
Mhm.
So that's a clever way. They did some studies and found that 7% is the magic number. You can raise your prices 7% and it doesn't bother people. So if you raise your prices 7% and then wait a few months and then raise them another 7%, you're getting more than a 15% increase without raising people's hackles too much. But you can't, you got to space them out a little bit. I mean, you come up and say, we're raising our prices 40%. I mean, nobody likes that. But, they do have us by the proverbial short ones,
Well, until demand drops off and then everything changes. And that's not a fun place to be. And anybody who's been around it long enough knows how that goes. And customers, I think we're, long term, we're going to be fine. But I think when customers smell blood in the water, that the market has slowed down, they have been so abused, not by everybody on this forum, but they've been so abused by price increases at the gas pump, at the grocery store. You hear the stories, the tile went up, the mortar went up, everything went up. Chris, you wouldn't know about silicone because you don't buy any silicone.
Right.
But that when they feel that they can get the upper hand again, I think they're going to be really tough this time around. I think, and we got to get ready. We better be ready for that, because I think they're going to.
One of the reasons I brought this up is obviously there's not much we can do about it. Our little group isn't going to stop any of that. So how are we going to deal with it? And I think the most important thing is it makes this group even more important that we're professional and we polish ourselves so that there's going to be some fall off, some guys that aren't going to raise their prices, some smaller shops like Adria was talking about that are doing door and panels for $800 or $900. And their prices are going to go up, and they're not sharp enough business people to increase their prices, and the bottom will fall out, and it actually may make it better for us with less competition.
So your answer to my question isn't necessarily that it's going to affect somebody like Brian or you more. It's going to be whoever doesn't pay attention to their numbers.
Yeah, of course.
And professionalism. This is going to separate the professional from the others.
Yes.
The bottom
It happened in 09. The recession was the best thing that ever happened to our business in 09.
Exactly. And people are going to want to not give deposits to a lot of the guys that they don't know. But if you've built a trustworthy business, you've been around forever, you're a household name, they want that comfort level. They know that you're going to be in business.
Right.
I think it's really important. So now we, as this group, we should be focusing on good customer service, good relationships, those type of things. Our good customers, they're going to understand price increases. Our builders, they're getting it on lumber, on concrete, you name it. Every single thing is there. That's no surprise. They just want us to be honest and upfront about it. Don't gouge them and let them know it's coming. That's all. It's part of business. And actually, if you handle it right, you'll probably end up making more money because you're going to get a piece of that. It's
Yeah,
all part of the markup.
I think if not every glass company in the country, as bad as things get, is going to go out of business. There's going to be glass sold. And if you're aware of the problem and addressing the problem, the best you see fit, then you're probably going to be okay. If you're truly scared of this, like truly scared for your business, there's probably already some underlying issues that you're concerned about that you need to be addressing as quickly as possible. We were talking about this today. I mentioned to Bill, and then we were going back and forth, and I was talking to somebody in our office about it, and I said, I can't be afraid of something that's not here, and not to be afraid of. I can't function that way. Mm-hmm. So you gotta be confident in what you're doing, and know that, if things get really bad, I have confidence that we're the best version of us. So we're going to be okay. Now, will we have to tighten up and pay attention to what we're doing, and, maybe not spend on something that we would have spent on without this coming up? Maybe. But maybe it's still worth that investment, and whatever it is, it's investing back in the business and having confidence in what you're doing, while still, being aware and being, I'm not saying I'm oblivious. I'm paying attention to it, but I don't want to live in fear, because if I'm that scared, there's something else there typically.
Well, exactly right. Hey, we've all been through bad things before: bad economy, the turnaround, the housing market dropping off, bad publicity about spontaneous breakage. Just goes on and on.
Dumbass president.
Are you offended, Greg?
Oh, I'm
glad you said it, right?
There's that white elephant in the room.
Every time I hear it coming from California, it makes my heart warm.
That's right. Hey. I'm not a blind woke guy. I'm awake, but I'm not woke.
There you go. Love it. I guess the point I'm making, though, is we're not going to stop the big boys no matter what we say, what we talk about. It things going to happen. We just need to be prepared and be ready to make changes and be alert. If we're on top of our game and our competitors are not on top of their game, you're going to have a better position.
Yeah.
And I think you have to have that open dialogue with your customers. Hey, it's coming. We all got to prepare for it. So you need to know it when you go to price those jobs out before you hire us. I mean, we were all reading Brian's situation this week with a tile guy trying to hire him and was beating him up, trying to compare him the prices from doors from Home Depot. I never heard the end of the story, Brian, if you ended up convincing him otherwise, or did he just go his merry way?
Yeah, it wasn't actually the tile guy. It was the tile guy's customer,
Okay.
the homeowner. But I sent him that. He responded and said, yeah, let's go ahead and give me a price on the semi-frameless slider. So I did that. I haven't heard back from him yet. We'll see what happens.
Good. Do you have a showroom where he can come in and feel and touch the difference between a heavy glass and a semi-frameless or any of that?
No. Long story, but no.
Okay. At some point, that's going to really be beneficial. Say, hey, before you make that decision, feel and touch it and operate it. Make sure this is what you want.
Yeah.
Don't shop on just price. This is something you're going to use a lot.
Yeah. It is what it is. I mean, like I said in my post, we don't compete against the box stores. Somebody challenged me on that, and that's okay. But I don't know if you saw my response, but my response was, we really don't compete on a lot of it. We don't compete on price. We don't compete on quality. We don't compete on service. We don't compete on parts availability. And so those customers are typically DIYers. I don't have a problem with that. It's fine. Those customers are not getting labor included, which somebody made that comment as well in the post. But it's just one of those things. Yes, we can try to compete for those same customers, I'm not trying to compete for that customer. I don't participate in the race to the bottom. Plain and simple.
It's comparing two different things. You're talking about
And
a
that was my point.
professional glass company and an out of the box door that may or may not fit depending on who measured it and what's out of square.
Yeah,
totally different. It's apples and oranges.
Exactly.
Yeah. You got 1,000 page instructions you got to read and freaking make sure you put it in right. Got 100,000 screws that get left over. You don't know what to do with them. I don't know.
Yeah, what do they need those for?
I did one box store for a friend of mine. I did not want to do it, and I did it. I'm like, what the heck? It was like, I was like, oh, okay. So
Yeah,
I just threw everything to the side, and I just did it like normally, how I would do one of mine, and it worked out the same. So
according to Aaron, I did one and posted it this week. According to you.
Oh, you know what? Well, I've never seen that style before. That's why I was like, what the heck is that? That's what it looked like to me.
Yeah.
I'm like, it looked like a crescent with rails on the side and the bottom. I've never seen that style before.
I got great reviews on it. I just thought I'd ask.
My bad. I didn't know what you got it from. I've never seen it before. I'm like, what is that? I'm like, I wonder. It looked like I don't know. No, but it was nice. I liked it. I tried not to sell a lot of frame on mine, but that was a nice looking shower though. It's just I had never seen it before. Yeah.
HMI's in now. You should hit them up.
What is HMI? I've never heard of them before.
Cardinal.
Cardinal.
Pass. We have a HMI, but we had a bad run-in with them, and we don't order from them anymore.
Yeah, HMI in our area they've had a lot of trouble. Their
Arena?
Yeah, this area like of California, our distributor has just had a lot of trouble. But they'll get it together eventually. I used them for a while, and I like their products, but
so did I.
It's just hard to bad. I don't want to talk bad about them or anything. I like the company, but it's just our particular distribution center. I think they haven't really got the right guy in there until.
He's out of San Leandro, I believe.
I don't know, but the interesting thing about these kinds of times where the economy, gets in trouble, it's kind of counterintuitive. What you think is that when money gets tight, people will start to buy cheaper stuff because they've got less money. But that's not really what happens. When people have a lot of money, they tend to buy cheaper stuff because they know if it doesn't work out, they can just buy something other cheap thing. When money gets tight, people start really paying attention to quality. People actually start spending their money more wisely when they've got less of it. And if you've got a quality product and service, you can skyrocket during an economic downturn. You may think that sounds crazy, but it's absolutely the truth, and it's happened over and over again. Look at the Great Depression and look at all the big, huge corporations that came out of that time.
That's a good point of view.
Yeah, it's the time to build market share, and just what Bill said, you sharpen up you smile a little bit more, you do whatever you do and you do it even better. And then as the others fall by the wayside and they're scrambling to keep things going, you're actually building market share so that when it takes off again, you're well positioned.
It's funny that you say that. I had the exact meeting with my team as soon as I caught wind of this on just yesterday. I was like, we're going to be laser focused, customer service is key in times like these, like just the same thing you reiterated. It's just funny to hear that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm curious to know, because obviously I'm in Central Texas. I'm curious to know what companies y'all are buying from, not companies, but what manufacturers. Like I know glass. Like I know Vitro is a float plant here locally, but they only provide to one person. Do y'all think these other float plants are going to basically get all their stock bought out from all the people that were buying previously from Guardian?
I don't understand the question yet.
So since Guardian's doing a 40% increase, do you think all these other float plants, all the manufacturers that were buying from Guardian are going to jump ship and go elsewhere? So do you
They're
think
going to shift their orders and put pressure on the other float plant suppliers?
Right.
Well, the problem is a lot of the other suppliers aren't going to open new accounts. I've seen that already over the last 6 months. The float plants that we were buying from, they're calling us all the time, says, you can sell to these guys, but we're not. We're already selling to you. We want to service you. We can't open up. We don't have the drivers and the capacity to open up new accounts. You're getting constant truckloads. So we're feeding them to us as the fabricator, and then we can sell to them.
Yeah, I think what Keith said earlier, there was a lot of truth in what he was saying about maybe they're raising their prices because they don't want to do business with a lot of people. Maybe they're wanting to really narrow their clientele to the people that they want to deal with. And I mean, that's what happens when, let's face it, it's like, this is not just happening in the glass industry, right? This is happening in the world. If you haven't been paying attention, let me fill you in here. There's a global shortfall of materials everywhere. And the U.S. government just printed I don't know how many trillions of dollars over the course of a year or two, something like 10 trillion. And from what I hear, that causes inflation. Now, don't quote me on this. I'm not an economist.
Wait a minute, write that. How do you spell that? Inflation? I've never heard that before.
I'm not a doctor, and this is not medical advice.
You want to know how to spell it? B-I.
But if you print trillions and trillions of dollars, they say that can cause prices to increase. So hey, Dana Higginbotham is in the chat on Facebook, and he put in a question: do you think the hardware manufacturers will raise their prices also? And my answer is absolutely. Expect everybody's prices to raise. Just the fuel prices going up the way they has to affect absolutely every industry. So this is just the leading edge of a lot of high prices.
Yeah, my concern isn't that I have to raise my price. That we can make that adjustment. My concern is the bigger, longer term that it's going to have a big impact. The sharper we go up, the sharper we come down, and that's what we have to be ready for. And that's I don't mean to be gloom and doom, but you got to be prepared. Got to be prepared, because if it goes high, the market can only sustain so many 10, 12, 15, 40% increases before the customers go, yeah, no, we're going to hold off on that remodel. We're going to hold off on that new house. And
that was my point, is people got to eat. They got to put gas in their car to just get to work. And we're competing with that.
So Greg, let me answer that, because I've been through, this will be the third one if it happens, but I've been through two. And when the market slowed down, the housing market crashed in 2008, then there was another one in 2013. On both of that, our business increased because the housing market slowed down. People stayed where they were, and they figured they would remodel. If they had to stay there, they were going to remodel. What are they going to remodel? Their kitchens and their bathrooms.
Sure.
So everybody in those two industries stayed busy, if not grew bigger.
Yeah.
And that may happen here. However, I think Florida is an anomaly. I've had a few meetings with some pretty high-end politicians, and they're saying everybody's coming to Florida. Everybody's going to Texas. The states that don't have the income tax, the state income tax, the states that are very business friendly.
Fiscally conservative, more fiscally conservative.
We're looking at 5-6 year boom, boom. Just starting. We didn't have the lockdowns that a lot of other, and people are just sick of it. They want to go somewhere where there's nice weather, there's no lockdowns. So I may be an anomaly, but the guy sitting in Texas, like Steve Nunn, and the fellow that's sitting on here from Central Texas, a few other guys, I think they're going to be busy for the next 5 years, because people are just flocking to their state, and they will buy. They're going to sell in the state, and they're going to come with an awful lot of money. and there's not enough houses to justify, there's not enough new houses ready for them. So they're going to have to buy a fixer upper, and they're going to remodel the bathroom and the kitchen.
Right. And I would say that's true, except when Tennessee had their slowdown back in 2008, 2009, it didn't get hit like the rest of the country. It did get hit because people in Ohio and Michigan couldn't sell their homes and move here. So that was the slowdown. But you're right. If you're in an area, Texas, Tennessee, Florida, it's not to be dismissive of other states, but those are, we're no income tax Tennessee, and people move here all the time. So I agree with you. Long term, you're going to be in great shape. But I guess my point is, at the risk of sounding too negative, is just get your ducks in a row. Make sure everything, the smiles, everything, the callbacks, everything.
Absolutely. Double check your measurements, because mismeasurements or misorders are going to cost you a ton.
Punitive.
Fortune.
Yeah. So practice your training, going through that. Make sure the guy, I don't know if they're still handwriting their measurements, make sure the writing is clear. So a 9 doesn't look like an 8, or an 8 doesn't look like a 1,
Oh, that never happens. Is that 3/16 or 7/16?
Yeah. Or was that 1 3/16, or is that just 13/16?
Yeah.
And be nice to your vendors. Be nice to your vendors. It's like if they need to start picking who they're going to sell to, you want to be on that good list. You want to be you don't want to be on the naughty list. You want to be on the nice list.
Yeah.
So it's treat them like it's easy to get mad when they make mistakes and just choose somebody out or whatever. But the more kind and forgiving and understanding you can be with the people who are supplying you with stuff, that's a smart move. Because like I say, I don't think everybody's going to get stuff. I think some of these price increases are indicative of shortages that are happening. That means everybody's not going to get their glass.
Yeah, they're at capacity. They can't bring on more customers.
Yeah, precisely. So I want to be the guy they like. Hey, remember me? Do I get glass today?
Yeah, I got 3 panels yesterday. Inspecting them this morning. Every one of them had scratches in it.
Where do you get your glass? Where do you get your glass from?
Yes. California.
Oldcastle or CW? Where do you get who's your supplier?
Tracy. Glass Fab.
Who?
Glass Fab.
Oh
yeah.
Those guys won't even come up to me. And
I was trying to be nice to them today.
He's just put into practice right now. It's great.
I would get mad at my supplier Oldcastle, but you know what? If they make mistake or scratch or chip or anything, I'll get a glass in 3 days. I'll get a remake in 3 days, 2 days. Sometimes it's like, or if my delivery is the next day, more likely I'll have it. So it's like it's hard to get mad at them. I mean, they own up to it, and me and myself. I use Showers Online, and I send all my orders through there, so they get all my cut sheets, everything. They don't have to transfer my measurements to their system. It's already there, and so if any mistake comes from measurements, it's my fault. But as far as like chipping, scratches, like I had 2 of them today. One had a scratch, and one had a bunch of pits in it. I'm getting those 2 on Friday, so it's hard to get mad at them. I mean, it's like okay,
no, I did a job years ago where I had a bunch of insulated units, and it was from Oldcastle, and I ordered them half with the bugs on the left, half with the bugs on the right. And I get about 25, 30 pieces, and all the bugs are on the right instead of the left. Called them, and they go, oh. And they remade them, because I had sent drawings.
Really?
No problem.
Yeah, I have the same experience. We're all in the same area, the 3 of us.
Yeah.
So it's like we got the same distribution center, and they're really good over here. I have to say the same thing.
I don't know if you guys know, you guys talk to Brandon often, but I call him probably twice a day, and he's always taking care of me very well. Or Gustavo, that's in there. He does all my my estimating for me. I mean, they're really nice over there. I mean, as long as you're nice and you're not pushy or and calling them, just calling them all angry. They take care of me really well, man. I mean, it's just, and even my frame unit, my frame showers, I get it from WBS, and and they're nice too. I mean, I got, I got them on my text. Hey, man, I mean, I need this. Can you send it to me? And I'll get it the next day, next truckload. I mean, I'm nice to them, man. Sometimes my dad, he gets on the phone with them, and gets kind of testy with them, and when he gets off, I go, "What do you guys be like that for with them?" I get mad at my dad more because he gets kind of like, he gets kind of testy with them. I don't like that.
Old school.
Yeah, he is.
That's a compliment. Whatever. That's a compliment, by the way. That's not a criticism.
Hey, and that's the thing too, man. You old school guys, man. Man, it's gonna suck when you guys fade away, man. Because these youngsters, man, out here, man, they get me mad.
What's great about WBS is they deliver at night.
Yes, they do.
And you show up your shop. It's inside your door. If you give them a lockbox key, and
you're good
to go.
Sweet.
Yeah, we're lucky. We're lucky here in this area. We've got some good suppliers, they're just really dependable and good service and good quality, and, stand behind their products. So, yeah. So I'm glad to hear you guys are nice to them, because they're nice people, and they deserve it.
Because I know sometimes the group talks bad about Old Castle. I'm like, oh, man, my experience is way different from them. I don't know if they're, maybe it's just different region, different people. I don't know.
That's it. I mean, your distribution center can make all the difference. The same thing with HMI. It's like those guys. I mean, like I say, they've got great products. And they're good at what they do. If you can, make that connection, it's that human contact thing that
always
there's been a challenge with those guys.
It's all about people. It's all about people everywhere.
They sent me an email, right? I got an email from them a couple weeks ago saying, "Hey, can we have another chance?" And I responded, and I said, "Absolutely." And I've never heard anything again.
Well, they just wanted to know. They answered their question.
It was like, yeah,
that's it.
Whenever you're ready.
Yeah,
they're waiting on you to send an order.
That's great.
That's funny.
They just wanted to know. They just wanted to know.
So yeah, if you're listening out there, man, come on by.
Just send them an order.
17th Avenue in Santa Cruz.
Is anybody seeing reps come through their door? I'm still not seeing any reps come through my door.
Never.
I had 2 come through this week.
Oh, I had one sales rep come to me because he brought me some sandpaper to buff out some burn marks on some tempered glass. That's the only time I seen him. His name is Ivan. Chris, is your sales rep Ivan too as well? Ivan
from where?
Old Castle.
I don't know. I haven't seen any sales rep. The only sales rep who shows up here is from Glass Fab. Actually, Kathy from Glass Fab comes.
Yeah.
Is that who you have, Tim?
You get Aaron?
No, Kathy. I used
Kathy.
to have.
She used to be at US Glass.
Yeah, she's been at all the. She's sweet. She's really nice.
Is.
Yeah, really nice.
Go get her.
Wherever she goes, I'll order from them.
Yeah,
she just gives such great service. And for me, that's the number one thing. I mean, just having a contact at the company that I can go directly to and get my questions answered. If they take care of me, I can work with everything else. But
no, I have Aaron's my contact, and I call him up, and he takes care of me.
I like Aaron. He's a good guy. He's the guy who opened us up originally years ago when those guys first started up, and he's a great guy.
Before that, we used to have.
Billy, you deal with Alan, right? HMI.
I do.
Yeah, he's
he does a great job
for us. Yeah, only one that fights for our business.
Yeah, that's also a key part of it is finding guys that have been in other parts of the glass industry and understand your side and their side. That really helps. I found out when you have sales reps that have been in glass shops, it makes a huge difference when you're talking issues, problems, what you deal with on a daily. Having a guy or a gal that has been in your space before makes massive dividends for you.
They can anticipate problems. Yeah.
So true.
Or follows through on what he says will happen when there's a problem.
Yeah, it's really good when they show up when their truck comes. so that they can see what their own process is.
Yeah.
You know, when you're having a problem with chips and scratches and things, I like it when the rep shows up when their truck arrives and let them look at it. Then they can figure out that, yeah, it did come from the factory that way. You know, it's not.
I told my truck driver today, you guys need to come up with a stamp for whoever loads your trucks.
Yeah.
You know, a number 52 loaded it. And when it comes back scratch, shows up scratch, then go back to number 52.
I'm sure they know number 52.
Yeah.
52 is good. I always find his sticker in my pants. He's good.
Like I'm sure they're keeping track of who's loading. All the analytics that they have, they know.
Didn't CRL used to do that? CRL used to sign.
Inspected by Irma.
Inspected by Bob, or something like that. Yeah. The guy's just making up his own name.
Coral gets there and it's already loaded. He just puts straps on, so he really can't.
Inspected by Epstein's mother.
Wow.
Epstein's mother.
I had a first the other day. We've been struggling to get hardware when we want to, and a certain truck. I'm not going to mention any names. A certain truck pulled up to the back of our building, and we have mirror pane in the office, so you can see out to where we load trucks, but you can't see in, obviously. So the truck backed up straight in front of this window, and I could see down the interior of the truck where they're holding hardware. And I just happened to be on my phone in the office, and I see them kick a run of channel down the back of the truck, just with their foot. So I was like, oh, this is interesting. I should watch.
That's be yours.
So the next thing I see is a bag of hardware go flying about 30 feet from the front of the cab of the truck, land at the back of the truck, fall out of the back of the truck onto the ground. And this is a bag of $200 worth of hardware. So at this point, I decided I think I should probably get my phone out and record this and just see what happens. So I recorded for about 10 minutes of bags 20, 30 feet from the back of the truck to the front of the truck, exploding all over the back of this delivery. Needless to say, I got sent to the main office, and I don't know where it went from there, but I guess you could probably guess what happened from there. But yeah, probably a grand of hardware just being soft tossed from the back of the truck to the front.
Number 52.
Act with loving care by 52.
So how many of you guys buy a complete package from your fabricator?
Hardware and channel and clamps?
Yeah, I do.
You do.
I think Billy does too, right?
We do both.
I do.
Yeah, I do both. I try to keep a lot of stuff in stock, and then I'll do it job to job. But yeah, kind of a little combination of both.
That's one thing I don't do. I buy my hardware separate.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you guys buy your hardware from?
Huh?
Where do you buy your hardware from? Where's
From
everybody buy
CRL
the hardware from?
direct.
Okay. It costs more. It costs more when you buy direct from CRL. You know that, right?
No.
I mean, some of you guys, I don't know who you guys did with the Old Castle, but when you buy the package from them, their prices on hardware is way different than what you pay online. Way different.
That's
a lot
true.
cheaper.
Yeah,
a lot cheaper.
Great deal from Old Castle.
Yeah,
same with HMI.
I get like the hinge, like a Vienna hinge and brushed nickel. I don't know how much they are. I think like $60 online, and I get them for like $40 from Old Castle. So it's like, okay.
Unless your name is Tim, if your name's Tim Connell, you get better pricing from CRL. I guarantee it.
Well, let's see.
Look it up.
I get better pricing than the other one, Frameless Hardware, Shower Hardware.
Guarantee it.
But doesn't Tim get those ones that fell off the back of the truck?
Yeah.
Maybe Tim should distribute.
Or is that
52?
only
52.
I don't know what you pay for a brass pole. It's $37.91 I pay. And that's a solid brass pole.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, there is, if you get to the point where you can get economy of scale, buying hardware in
If
bulk.
you buy enough of it, you get a different pricing.
I had a sales rep from FHC come see me because he was on his way up to a lake up north from me, and he gave me a little price in my pricing, and it's cheaper than Old Castle. But I don't want to jump ships like that because Overcast takes care of me, man. It's hard to like.
I talked to some of my guys down here. They get a shower door with not all the hardware. So he's got 10 shower doors lined up with pieces missing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it can happen.
Depends what your finish is.
Mm-hmm.
And if you look at old Sierra Lawrence, you go to buy it, you can look and see where it's at.
Yeah.
You can have it shipped from
Yeah.
too.
Do you guys like
ship it for the same price?
Do you guys like their new webpage?
No.
Sierra, no, I mean it
No,
sucks.
I hate it.
Sucks.
It's terrible.
Too bad.
Other than that, I like it.
The old one was good. No, the old one was working fine. I don't know why they changed it, but.
Oh, I want to also ask, I know some of you guys are using portals out of Kansas City.
They blow.
So what I want to find out is who's using them and how well do you like it? Do you have door slippage or anything
No.
where you need to do doors?
They're the best. There's no question they're the best. The guys love them.
No, they're not the best. Don't say that. But no, but they're okay. They're okay.
Okay, the gaskets are so much better. We don't have any. We don't have any
they are
service
gasket-
calls.
Yeah,
The
that's
gaskets
true.
CRL are just might as well
But
be.
their handles are cheap and then they don't have a lot of stock. Like I don't
They
know
were
what their
just
problem is
purchased,
over
weren't
there.
they?
Bola. Yeah.
Bola bottom, but I'm talking about the hinges
Yeah.
specifically. The hinges
Their
specifically.
hinges are good. I love
The
their
hinges are
because-
superior.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no
'cause they-
question.
Because they hold the center very well. You don't even have to touch them. They just center it themselves. I like
And
about that.
service calls are very expensive. So CRL
Yeah.
gaskets are made out of the thinnest. I think it's documented the thinnest rubber on the planet.
You
Well,
gotta
they
put
used
that
to
one
be
in
a
first.
silicone.
Yeah,
They
it might
used
as
to
well
have
be wax
silicone.
paper.
Yeah, Adrian, you are the only person I've ever heard say that portal sucks. I've
Well,
never heard another
okay,
person
wait.
ever
Okay,
say that.
let me rephrase it. I think they're okay. It's just, I mean, their handles are okay. Their clips are kind of iffy because they're kind of like, but their stock though, that's the only thing I had a problem with their stock. They didn't have a lot what I needed. I'm like, all right, so I just dumped them. I mean, it was just okay. I didn't dump them. I still use them. Okay, let's say CRL's out of something. I'll go to portals and see if they have it. Okay, I'll get it. But they're my second stop if I need it. But yeah, I'm a CRL guy. I never had a problem with them. I mean,
Well,
yeah.
Now the question is portals, did they still have the silicone gasket or did they change the gasket?
They still have it.
Is it?
Yeah, has anything
they have
changed their gaskets?
No, they still have the silicone gasket. Yeah, they have the gasket silicone to the hinge. Yes, if that's what you're asking.
Okay, all right. Because
I
I
have
had
the same-
more issues with silicone than anything. So
Just try some of their hinges and have your guys try some of their hinges and get
I
feedback
have.
from them.
I used to use it.
I have the same question as Brad have, but regarding US Horizon. Do you guys use them? Do you like them?
US Horizon?
And I had
Yes.
some failure years ago. It was a long time ago, but good. Well, I'll probably give them another try.
I like them guys. They're about this, it's about the same as CRO, Yeah, well, they're owned by CRO.
They're owned by CRO. Yeah.
They have a better gasket than CR Lawrence's
I think
gasket.
so too. I agree.
Yeah, it's a grippier material for sure.
Isn't their gasket like a grid, kind of like a square grid kind of thing, or no?
No.
That's something else. Okay.
No, it's a flat gasket.
Yeah. That's it. It's flat. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they're pretty good. I think they've got a good design problem. Well, hey, I think we covered a lot of stuff here.
We bounced everywhere, I think.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Wow.
Inflation.
So what did we learn today?
52.
52.
52.
Don't be that
Watch
guy.
out for 52.
Don't be that guy. Brass is soft and it needs to be handled with care. So be
Keep your
kind
video
to your
and keep your
partner.
camera ready for all
Yeah,
deliveries.
keep your phone ready. Yeah.
Document everything.
Absolutely.
All right,
Don't
guys.
swallow the
Great
cost
seeing
from
you.
inflation.
All right, thank you.
And Joe Biden sucks.
Joe
That's
Biden
one
and portals, right?
What did you say? Let's go,
Portals,
Brandon.
Portals is okay. All right,
Let's go,
I
Portals.
jumped the gun. Portals is okay. I like them, but
All right, I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that.
all right.
All right, guys.
And
See you
on a
next
high note.
Wednesday.
Good night, guys.
Hey guys.